Welcome back. Today's topic is unilateral Laplace transform. As the name, unilateral Laplace transform is also called as one-sided Laplace transform, and the definition is x of s equals to 0 minus to infinity x of t e raised to minus st dt. So we can see here the limit is from 0 minus to infinity. In the bilateral Laplace transform, in previous videos you must have seen the definition is from minus into infinity. So because of this it is called as unilateral Laplace transform or one-sided Laplace transform, because we are taking only one side of the time axis. So also ROC for this, ROC for this type of transforms, we can write ROC for unilateral Laplace transform will always be right hand side of real s equals to 0, or right handed of the poles. So because this ROC of this will be right handed side of this real s equals to 0, so there is no need to specify the ROC of this. This always will be right hand side of the real s equals to 0. And the properties of unilateral Laplace transform are similar to bilateral transform, except one property that is called as differentiation property. Let us see the differentiation property. The differentiation property says that when x of t, the Laplace transform is x of s, d by dt x of t, according to bilateral Laplace transform it was s x of s, but for unilateral transform it is minus x of 0 minus s of x of s minus x0 minus. Okay, if I write d squared xt by dt square, the Laplace transform is s square x of s minus x0 minus x dash 0 minus. Okay, so this is the unilateral Laplace transform. It is one-sided transform, and ROC for this will be right hand side of real s greater than 0, and the differentiation property you can see is x of t, the Laplace transform is x of s, dx by dt xt is s xs minus x0 minus. D square dxt by dt square will be s square xs minus x0 minus x dash 0 minus. So this is only the property which is different from the bilateral Laplace transform. ROC, always remember, this is nothing but the right hand side of the s plane. Okay, right hand side in the s plane. So there is no need to specify the ROC for unilateral Laplace transform. Also there are two other properties which are extra from bilateral Laplace transforms. They are initial value theorem and final value theorem. Let us solve that. Let us see that what are that properties, and then we can solve the problems on that. So the two properties, first one is called as initial value theorem. It states that x of t, when t is limit t tends to 0, equals to limit s tends to infinity s x of s. That means the initial value of x of t, that is when t is 0. So x of 0 can be obtained from x of s by multiplying it with s and putting the value of s as infinity. This is nothing but called as initial value theorem. Similarly, second is final value theorem. It states that the final value, that is limit t tends to infinity xt, equals to limit s tends to 0 s x of s. This also can be written as x of infinity, and this can be written as x of 0. The final value theorem states that x of t, when t tends to infinity, is nothing but limit s x of s tends to 0. So we can say that we can find the initial value as well as final value from x of s. So if x of s is given and we are not available with x of t, even then also we can find the initial and the final value. So we will be solving some sums on this initial, final value and the differentiation property of unilateral Laplace transform in this. Okay, I hope it's clear now. So we'll solve some problems on this. So this is initial, final and differential property of unilateral Laplace transform. Yes. So write down first problem which we'll be doing is on initial and final value theorem. Find initial and final value theorem, sorry, values. Question number 1 of this video. Find initial and final values of xt if x of s equals to 2s square plus 1 upon s plus 2 into s plus 5. So we have to find initial and final values of xt if x of s is given as this. So now x of s is given and we have to find the initial value and final value. So we have to apply the theorem here. We know that initial value, I'll write down as IV. What is the initial value? According to the initial value theorem, x of 0 is limit s tends to infinity s into x of s. It is s into x of s. I'll write down s into x of s. Limit s tends to infinity. If I multiply here s, it will be 2s s square plus 1 upon s plus 2 s plus 5. So this gets cancelled here. What you have is 2 into s square plus 1 upon s plus 2 s plus 5. So you can see now we have to put the value of s as infinity. If you put the value of s as infinity, you get infinity upon infinity. So what you have to do, whenever the degree of numerator is same as the degree of denominator, we have to divide by that term. So that you have to write as 2 1 plus 1 upon s square upon 1 plus 2 upon s and 1 plus 5 upon s. Now if I write down here, put the value of s as infinity, what you are going to get here is 2 1 plus 0 upon 1 plus 0 and 1 plus 0, because 1 upon s square, when you put here s as infinity, 1 upon infinity will be 0, there also 2 upon infinity will be 0 and this 5 of infinity will be 0. What I have written here? The answer is 2. So you can say here that x of 0 equals to 2. Okay, now the final value theorem. The final value, we know the definition is x of infinity equals to limit s tends to 0 s x of s, right? So put the value here, 2 into s square plus 1 upon s plus 2 s plus 5, limit s tends to 0. Put the value, this s gets cancelled, you have 2 0 plus 1 upon 0 plus 2 and 0 plus 5. So answer is 2 upon 10, or we can write 1 upon 5. So you have seen that by using initial and final value theorem, this is the initial value theorem and this is the final value theorem. Using this, we got the value of initial value as 2 and final value as 1 by 5. Okay, so this is using theorem, we got the answer. Yes, let us do the second problem on this initial and final value theorem. So second problem, same, initial and final value theorem. Second question is find initial and final value of x of t if x of s equals to 7s plus 10 upon s plus 2. Okay, again, what is initial value theorem? X of 0 equals to limit s tends to infinity s into x of s. So you can write here limit s tends to infinity s into 7s plus 10 upon s plus 2. S gets cancelled. If I put infinity, I have to divide by s. So 7 plus 10 upon s upon 1 plus 2 upon s. Limit s tends to infinity. 7 plus 0 upon 1 plus 0. The answer is 7. Always remember that whenever the degree of Numerator and denominator is same because the degree here is 1 and the degree here is 1. Degree is same. The answer will be the coefficient of higher degree of numerator upon higher degree of denominator. 7 upon 1 is 7. If the degree of numerator and denominator is not same, we are going to get 0. Definitely 0. Yes. Now final value is x of infinity equals to limit s tends to 0, s of x of s equals to limit s tends to 0, s 7s plus 10 upon s plus 2. This gets cancelled. You put the value here, 0 plus 10 upon 0 plus 2. So answer is 5. So you see how we got the value of x infinity and x0. So this is x0 and this is x infinity using initial value and final value here. Okay. Now we'll use the differentiation property to solve the differential equations here. So that property is used for solving differential equations. So let us do the third problem on differential equations. Yes, write down the question here. Find the third one. Find the output of the system, of the LTI system. All of you know what is LTI system? It's linear time invariant system for given differential equation using Laplace transform. Okay, the equation is given as dyt upon dt plus 5yt equals to xt, where y0 minus is given as minus 2 and xt is given as 3 e raised to minus 2t ut. Now whenever the initial conditions are given, now you can see here to solve this using Laplace transform, an initial condition is given. Whenever the initial condition is given, you have to use the unilateral Laplace transform, differential property of unilateral Laplace transform. If it is not given, then we can use the bilateral Laplace transform. Yes, so what the property says according to unilateral Laplace transform, I am writing here that if yt, the Laplace transform is ys, dyt upon dt, the Laplace transform is sys minus y0 minus. Just now we have seen the property that y of t, the Laplace transform is ys, dyt upon dt, the Laplace transform is sys minus y0. Let us start. So taking Laplace transform, I'll write down here s y of s minus y0 minus the Laplace transform of dyt by dt plus 5y of s equals to x of s. Okay, so s plus 5 y of s equals to y of 0 minus plus x of s. So what is y of 0 minus? I can write here s plus 5 y of s. What is y0 minus? Given as minus 2. And what is x of s? X of t is 3 e raised to minus 2t ut. What is the Laplace transform of 3 e raised to minus 2t ut? We have done in the last videos. It is plus 3 upon s plus 2. Ut is just to tell you that is the Cauchy signal. So the Laplace of this is 3 upon s plus 2. So what you are getting as y of s. If you solve this, you will get here minus 2s minus 4 plus 3 upon s plus 2 s plus 5. So I am getting here it is equals to minus 2s minus 1 upon s plus 2 s plus 5. Okay, let us rub this. We'll use this now. You know the property. Yes. Now after getting y of s, the question is find the output. So you can apply the Laplace inverse transform. So y of s can be written as a upon s plus 2 plus b upon s plus 5. Now using Cauchy residues theorem, we can find the value of a and b. Find the value of a and b. We know Cauchy residues theorem. The Cauchy residues theorem says that a, value of a will be equals to y of s into s plus 2. Put the value of ss minus 2. Cauchy's residues theorem says this. So what is the value of a? The value of a is 1. because if you multiply with s plus 2, this will get cancelled. You have minus 2s minus 1 upon s plus 5. Put the value of s is minus 2. We'll get as here minus 2 into minus 2 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3 upon 3. That is answer is 1. What is value of b? B will be ys into s plus 5. Put the value of s is minus 5. So when you multiply by s plus 5, this gets cancelled. Put the value of s as minus 5. It will be minus 2 into minus 5 will be 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 upon minus 5 plus 2 minus 3. So 9 upon minus 3 is minus 3. So B ka value is minus 3. So I'll put the values here. A ka value is 1 and B ka value is minus 3. B ka value is minus 3. Now when you get this, can I write here what is yt? 1 upon s plus 2. So if this is 1 upon s plus 2, what is inverse Laplace transform of which this is Laplace transform? We can say this is Laplace transform of e raised to minus 2t u of t. Minus, because this is minus here, 3 is constant. 1 upon s plus 5. What is Laplace transform of 1 upon s plus 5? 1 upon s plus 5, it is e raised to minus 5t u of t. So this is the final answer, that y of t is e raised to minus t. This is the final answer. I'll repeat how we have done. See what we have done here. Starting, the question is given as this: a differential equation with y0 minus and x of t. So we have taken the Laplace transform. We have applied, this is nothing but the property of unilateral Laplace transform. The Laplace of dyt by dt is sys minus y0 minus plus yy's equals to xs. By putting the value of initial condition y0 minus and the Laplace of xt as xs, we got ys, and taking its inverse Laplace transform, we got this as yt. So in this video we have used the unilateral Laplace transform, and I have defined unilateral transform. Unilateral Laplace transform always will be for right-handed signals, so there is no need to specify the ROC of the system. So enough for this video, I think, and in the next video we will be seeing inverse Laplace transform. Thank you.